This is a video about how to make a KWL chart online. So a KWL chart stands for Know, Want to Know, and Learned. So I found this website called www.readwritethink.org, and it has this classroom resource of making a KWL chart online. So to start, you click Get Started, and it pops up with a new window. It asks you to enter your name and the topic of your KWL chart. So I'm going to pretend I'm doing this with my whole class and we're doing it together as a smartboard lesson. So I would put the name as Miss Williams class, and our topic is going to be about nonfiction. So then you click continue. So up at the top it says what I know. Use the area below to list the things you already know about nonfiction. So I would ask my students to tell me the things that they already know. So let's say a student says that nonfiction is about something that actually happened. And let's say another student comments and says it's something that's realistic. That's very similar to about something that actually happened. You can click this button here and it will say add a new subsection, and it will give you bullet points. So you can also say that it is realistic. You can move, if you wanted to add another bullet point, you can use these arrows and you can move where you have the categories. Same thing with if you add another heading, you can leave it down here or you can move it up above the top one. Now say you make one that you want to get rid of. You highlight the bar that you want to get rid of and come down to the trash can. You'll click delete section and it will ask you if you want to delete the highlighted sections, and you'll say yes, that's what you would like to do. So after you complete the No section, you can either click the W up top or click Next, and it'll bring you to the next section. So this is what I want to learn. Use the area below to list the things you want to learn about nonfiction. So let's say my students want to know what kinds of writing styles can be nonfiction. Then again, you can either click L or Next to go to the Learn section. Now, if I was doing this with my class ahead of time, I wouldn't complete the section. I would leave it blank because it's before the lesson. But if you're doing it after the lesson and you're just completing the chart for their records, you can fill in the Learned section. So let's say they learn that there are many types of writing styles that can be nonfiction. And then below, I'm going to use the bullet points to list some examples of the types that they found, like newspapers, a biography, or information text. Then you can click Layout or the next arrow. This page is going to give you the print options. You can click K, W, and L on the same page. You can make each on their own page, and it also gives you an option to include the links on the page. So I like it being on one page, and I want to include the links, so I'll leave those checked. And then the final area gives you choices. You can print it, you can save the file, you can save it as a draft, or you can share it by email. If you click this, it gives you a zoomed in look of what you worked on, and you can see that it has our topic, nonfiction, and it has exactly what we typed about what we know, what we want to learn, and what they learned. So after you're done, you would print, save it as a draft, or share it. If you realized you made it an error and you wanted to go back, you could click any of the categories and it'll bring you right back, or you can just click the back arrow and it'll bring you to the previous category. So, and if you decide you want to make a completely new one and not save this one, you can just click the X in the corner and it'll ask you, are you sure you want to exit without saving it? So yes, I would like to exit. And it'll exit out on you. Now, it's a great resource to use at home as well, because if a student is a little confused, it walks you through the steps of how to make a KWL chart. Also down here there's a question mark that says what is a KWL chart, and if you click it, it defines a KWL chart. So this is really easy for students to use at home to make their own KWL charts, which would be really helpful for, say, a nonfiction book report or something of that nature. So overall, this website, Read, Write, Think, was a very useful website, and it helped make a KWL chart online.